I'm studying a foreign language because I want to hold daily conversations. Which method can help me accomplish this dream? Don't forget to subscribe to Lang Explorer to show your support. The immediate goal of those who are studying a foreign language is usually to reach a level where you have no trouble with daily conversation or B1 in CEFR. You can't still talk about specialized topics, but your enhanced language skills will give you enough confidence that speaking another language is possible. In this video, we'd like to tell you what skills you have to brush up to get to B1, allowing you to have friends and enjoy living abroad. Maybe you think you have a lot of things to do to get there, but holding conversations is not that tough when you have good base, such as phonology, vocabulary, and grammar. In CEFR, A2 is enough if you only want to converse in a foreign language in limited situations, such as traveling abroad, but B1 is probably your immediate goal if you're studying a foreign language, as it'll allow you to hold daily conversations. We already presented in a previous video how to study up to A2, which is sufficient for simple conversation when traveling abroad, so this time, we'd like to focus in detail on how to study from A2 to B1. Let's remind us of the B1 criteria, specifically, can understand the main points of clear standard input on familiar matters regularly encountered in work, school, leisure, etc. Can deal with most situations likely to arise while traveling in an area where the language is spoken. Can produce simple connected text on topics that are familiar or of personal interest. And can describe experiences and events, dreams, hopes and ambitions, and briefly give reasons and explanations for opinions and plans. As for the amount of hours we need to study to get to B1, Academia Contacto, a Spanish language school in Madrid, estimates that it takes between 380 and 420 hours to get to this level in Spanish, while Interac, an agency in Japan that sends English teachers, determines that it takes between 950 and 1,700 hours to get to a similar level in Japanese. However, this amount can be reduced to between 7 and 1,100 for those who already know kanji, in other words, Chinese characters. At B1, you'll have no trouble with your daily life. You can enjoy most conversations when you speak with friends from different countries or when you live abroad. You'll enjoy most conversations in situations such as language exchanges, and you'll make friends as your social life increases. Although you can't talk about complex topics such as social systems yet, you can compensate for your lack of language skills by having locals who explain to you in a simple manner. This level is enough if your goal is to make foreign friends or move abroad after retirement or as a digital nomad, although still not enough for those who want to use this language for work. Now, we'd like to explain how to improve specific skills in 5 areas: listening, speaking, reading, writing, and vocabulary plus grammar, as in the previous video. First of all, listening. It's crucial to be familiar with the phonology at this level, just brushing up from A2. There are plenty of phrasebooks and other resources available at this level, so students can use them to familiarize themselves with the spoken language and increase their vocabulary. The phonology itself is a review of A2, but in many cases, you haven't completely mastered pronunciation at the A2 level yet, or you understand it theoretically but can't actually hear it, so B1 is a stage where you need to practice. Also, as mentioned in A2, it's essential to increase the play speed slightly to 1.2 to 1.5 times if possible, so you can respond when native speakers speak to you quickly. At this level, you can also understand some of the conversations in movies and soap operas. Of course, your level of comprehension depends on their contents. While you can grasp most if they're comedy dramas about daily life, it'll be more challenging in other ones with many technical terms such as lawyers' offices and hospitals, etc. But, as you understand a considerable part of the content, you'll enjoy these dramas to a great extent. It's for this reason that movies and dramas will be used more often as listening materials, but since the variety of words appearing in each field tends to be limited, it's advisable to watch a variety of movies and dramas to broaden your repertoire of topics, if possible. Next, speaking. In this area, it's crucial to first work on improving your pronunciation. At A2, it's okay to speak much more slowly than natives, but at B1, it's a pivotal factor to speak a little more smoothly and with less accent so that natives can understand you more easily. Also, at this level, you must master basic grammar and learn new words to apply such knowledge to your oral expression. Try making a word list and sentences applying grammar, and you'll get your own result. You should be able to express yourself in most situations by learning expressions in daily life that you couldn't at A2. Then, reading. At this level, it's still difficult to read long sentences easily and understand detailed nuances properly, but you can enjoy reading simple books. People tend to lose the willingness to read books when they find too many unknown words, as it takes a lot of time to search for their meaning, but it's helpful to use those with few complicated expressions, those written for learners with notes on words and grammar, and those books with English translation available. And when reading a text online, you can use various resources. You can easily create English translations for any online text by leveraging machine translation services. They're correct, but don't discard the possibility of mistranslation and examine if the translated texts are accurate. TransOver is a helpful tool as you can see a word's translation only by hovering the mouse over it, and it can be used for as many as 65 languages. And don't forget to make a word list to build your vocabulary. For more information on reading-related materials, please watch another video on this topic. Then, writing. At this level, you can keep a diary and interact on social networks. At this level, however, it's enough to communicate properly with your limited vocabulary. Of course, you need to apply the grammar you have learned up to now, for instance, to conjugate irregular verbs correctly, similar to the case of speaking. As for vocabulary, the B1 level is about 2,000 to 2,500 words. You need to master all those words that are used in daily conversation, while also trying to use such words for your expressions. Word lists are easily available, so try using them to build your vocabulary. In terms of grammar, you learn most of it at B1, with some more advanced grammar that didn't appear at A2, and you'll need to understand conversations and sentences in which this grammar is used, and to apply it in speaking and writing. This is the foundation for further study, so it's essential to consolidate the knowledge that has emerged up to this stage. Now, let's summarize what we've learned today. 1. B1 is the level at which you can speak freely in everyday conversation and make friends. You can't understand the details where technical terms are used, but you can understand the gist of them. You can also enjoy movies and soap operas in their original language to some extent, read simple books, and interact in social networks. 2. The number of hours required to reach B1 from 0 is between 380 to 1,700, depending on what language you study. 3. In listening, this is the level where you can use movies and soap operas as teaching materials in addition to the expressions in the phrasebooks. If possible, watch movies and soap operas of various genres to increase vocabulary. 4. In speaking, the goal is to pronounce more smoothly than at A2 and to master general expressions at daily conversation. Repeat practicing words and grammar that you didn't learn at A2. 5. In reading, the goal is to read simple books. It helps to compare between the original text and English translation to improve your comprehension. Different online dictionaries are available, and TransOver shows you translations on hovering the mouse on the word. 6. For writing, it's enough to express in writing what you can say in daily conversation. Apply both the words and grammar to your writing. 7. The necessary vocabulary size is between 2,000 and 2,500 words. Grammar is more advanced than A2, but it's important to master it as a foundation for the future. Thank you for watching this video. We're looking forward to seeing you in the next one.